Hi, my name is Hadil, and today I will be reading for you Sophia the Little Researcher, A Virus Tale, written by Alia Abukiwan. Hello, my name is Sophia, and I don't usually look this tired in the morning, but I didn't sleep well last night because I felt sick. I'm on my way to the kitchen to tell my mom. She always makes me feel better. That's because she's a very smart scientist who fights diseases. Mom, my throat ached all night, and it still hurts. Sophia, you look exhausted. She put her hand on my forehead, and you're quite warm. Using a thermometer, she checked my temperature. It's very high. We'd better go see a doctor. The doctor used a small flashlight to look at my throat. I can see some redness, he said, but I'll need to take a swab to know whether the infection is caused by a virus or a bacterium. What's a swab? I whispered to my mom. Do you see these sticks with cotton on the ends? She asked. The doctor will use one to touch the inside of your throat and then transfer whatever stays on the cotton to a small piece of glass called a slide. Next, he will look at the slide under a microscope. In the waiting room, my throat still felt very sore. I kept thinking about the slide under the microscope. Mom, what will the doctor see on the slide? I asked. And what does the virus and bacterium mean? Do I have a virus like the one that infected our computer last month? Mom laughed. No, it's not that kind of a virus. Bacteria and viruses are tiny creatures, smaller than a grain of sand, and they cause disease in humans, animals, and even plants. How does the virus get inside of me? I asked. It enters our bodies through the air we breathe or on the things we touch. Kind of sneaky, huh? Mom told me that a virus uses my body cells as an incubator, meaning a place to grow until it becomes strong enough to invade the entire body. Inside the cells, the virus multiplies many times. So 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, and so on until there are hundreds of them. That's when the body senses the danger and starts to defend itself. Mom explained that a bacterium is larger than a virus. And when the bacterium enters the body, it begins to release harmful substances that cause us pain. Then we have to take an antibiotic to get rid of it. When we went back into the examining room, the doctor had some news for us. Sophia, the swelling that makes your throat ache is caused by a fairly common virus. That means you won't need to take an antibiotic. The doctor gave me one kind of medication for my sore throat and another for my fever. He told me I must drink a lot of water and fresh juices. Also, you must rest at home for several days until your body overcomes the virus, he said. This will prevent it from spreading to your friends at school. I returned home with questions swirling in my head. I wondered how creatures smaller than a speck of dust could cause such a big disease. After all, small things are sometimes afraid of larger ones. I cannot imagine playing with an elephant. I decided to use my time at home to learn more about viruses and bacteria. Back in my room, I prepared my research equipment the way my mom does hers. A book, a computer tablet, lab coat, and glasses. It wasn't long before I heard my brother Karam running through the stairs. He knocked on the door and then asked, "May I come in?" "Hey, Mom told me you were sick. Why aren't you in bed?" "I have too much to do to stay in bed. I have so many questions," I told him. I asked Mom some of them, but she said, "If you want to know more, it's time to research and explore." Karam laughed. That sounds just like Mom. She knows everything, but she always urges us to find the answers ourselves. He looked curiously at the books and the tablet screen, where I had keyed in a question in the search field. What do viruses look like? Why do you want to know about viruses? Karam asked. Today, the doctor told me that a virus made me sick. Mom said he didn't actually see the viruses because they are too small. So he sent a slide to a research center to look at it in an electronic microscope powerful enough to show the virus. What if they saw something else on the slide? Karam asked. What could it be? It could be bacteria, which are bigger than viruses, I replied. Why do we use an antibiotic to fight the bacteria but not the virus? Mr. Karam, you know how to read and you realize the importance of searching for information, because when you search, read, and think, the information will stick in your head longer than when someone tells it to you. Karam laughed. Oh, you sound like Mom now. I have an exam to study for right now, so I don't have time to read about viruses myself, but I really want to know about them. Will you please explain them to me this time? I promise to leave you alone. I signaled him to move closer to my table, and I began to draw. Look here, Karam. This is a bacterium. It's a living organism that takes many forms, and it's made up of only one cell. Organisms with only one cell are called unicellular. And here's the virus. It has many forms too, such as a spiral or cylinder. Sometimes it looks like a small stick, but it is not considered a living being because it cannot reproduce or nourish itself. This is why it must rely on another living cell to help it survive and multiply. Is that why the antibiotic will not affect it? Asked Karam. Yes, actually, the antibiotic decreases our immunity, which protects us from the virus. It interferes with our immune system, which is fiercely fighting the virus. Symptoms like a high fever are caused by a battle between the virus and our defense cells. Our body produces these cells especially to fight the viruses that enter through the nose or mouth or by touch. Wow, Karam exclaimed. So the body has a special forces that fight the influenza virus, and they are different from the forces that attack the viruses in the digestive system, correct? Good thinking, Karam. Mom once told me that the cells that defend our bodies are very smart. They can remember how to fight a specific virus immediately after it enters our body. Now, can you name the cells that defend our bodies and have a strong memory? I will research it and let you know after I finish my exam, Karam said, grabbing his stuff and running out of the room. Okay.